Hey gang, welcome back to the garage for the tool haul episode I know you've been waiting for. I got a bench full of vintage and antique tools that I can't wait to go through and tell you about. So why don't you come on in, we'll get started. Alrighty gang, let's get started. I've been waiting to go through this tool haul of antique and vintage tools for a while. There is just so much cool stuff in here. You're probably going to see me geeking out over a lot of this stuff. As we go through it, I could turn this into a 3-hour video about all the different tools and history and the companies, but you don't want that. I don't want to go through 3 hours. So as we go through them, and I've figured out a little bit of the history of some of the tools, I'll put it up into the video so you can see a little bit of it. Because learning about the history and the companies and how things were made and when and why, that's all the fun of collecting these things. So first group of things we have over here is a whole bunch of stuff from Starrett Company. Starrett was a manufacturer of precision tools. They still are. They started in 1880 and still going to this day. So picked up a Starrett square here. The body is definitely got some rust on it. I got a couple other ones like this, but this one has got the vial still intact. Again, no scribe on the end. I think the rule is original to it. I'm not sure, but these ones are easy to find. It's the bodies that are in usually in bad shape. So we got a Starrett square. We got a whole bunch of Starrett calipers. These all came from the same estate sale, and I left a whole bunch behind. I sort of just took what I could for a set. Different size calipers. These ones have the screw adjustment for them. So if you're going to use them on a lathe for scribing, you can take your measurement and then move it over to your work. We've got that one. We've got a couple that don't have the screws on them that are, these ones are stiff that you can use. And here's a square leg one. A couple of these are marked the LS Starrett Company. Some of them are marked the LSS Company. And some of them, like this guy over here, this little bevel gauge, is marked just LS Starrett Company. So early in the 1880s, they did change the name and added "the" to the beginning of the name. So you can't date Starrett tools by the name, because there was a lot of, whatever products were available in boxes to build the tools from, they changed it. So we've got these ones. We've got a couple here that aren't Starrett. This one is a Union Tool Company, and this guy here is a Sampson. But they all date from late 1800s and early 1900s. So we get a good set of precision calipers and measuring tools here from Starrett. All right, let me clear this way. Let me get the next grouping of items. All right, so the next group is some wrenches that I pulled out, and there is a lot of history here. I could have a whole entire video on nothing but wrenches, but check this guy out. This is a double-ended Baxter pattern wrench. Little thumb screw in the middle here. Opens and adjusts both ends at the same time. This did come in different sizes. The patent on this guy, I believe, is 1868. It has got its share of, let's say, heavy patina, but it would clean up nice. This was one I don't think I would put a high polish on. I would clean it up and do more of a preservation on it, just because it wouldn't be a user. I mean, it would be fun to use, but this would definitely be one to preserve. So Baxter pattern from 1868, double-ended wrench. Here's one. I think everybody's seen these guys. Westcott pattern wrench. This is from the Keystone Manufacturing Company out of Buffalo, New York. Very popular wrench. You can tell it looks a little bit of a crescent style. It's got the thumb wheel here. This is the 6-inch model. And Keystone in the 1890s came about, started making wrenches. By 1902, after acquiring Westcott, they started making the S-shaped wrenches. Again, different sizes, I think all the way up to 12 inches. This was by far one of their most popular wrenches. Early crescent style. Crescent wrenches weren't patented until shortly after this, like around 1910 or so. So it was very popular because it predated crescent wrenches in their pattern. Next one up, we got a Scholler, Scholler, Scholler 6-inch adjustable wrench. This is, again, 1915, 1920. So you got a roughly 100-year-old Scholler out of Buffalo again wrench. Not bad. Definitely filthy dirty, but hard to believe. It looks just like modern ones, except this one was made over 100 years ago. Now this guy, look at this crazy thing. And as some of you have seen these, double-ended wrench. This is from the Diamond Cock and Horseshoe Company. This one dates to the 1920s. Now, Diamond was around, it started in 1908, and is that right? Yeah, 1908, and they made a lot of wagon parts, things like that. Horseshoes, cocks for horseshoes. Cocks are the little gripping things that go on the horseshoes to help them grip in the slippy conditions like ice and stuff like that. With cars becoming and tractors becoming more and more prominent, they switched over to manufacturing wrenches. This guy dates to about in the 1920s. It's got a number 12 side and the number 10 side. It's got the old Diamond logo on it, and this bugger is heavy. Everything was used as a hammer back then, so the small side is locked up because of the mushrooming on the side here, but the bigger side still moves freely. This would make a fantastic restoration. I know a lot of guys that collect old Diamond tools, and this would be a fantastic candidate for restoration. So really cool to find. A fantastic assortment of 100-year-old wrenches here. And of course, moving up in time, we're going from the late 1800s, early 1900s. Found a Ford auto wrench, stamped Ford USA. Different manufacturers. This one has the M on it, so I think it's more drop forging. It's still got a lot of the original paint, a lot of the original black paint left on it. It's got the drain plug tool at the end. It does move freely. The cool thing about this is you either find them in a couple of different conditions. Either completely rusted, seized up, and the jaws all mushroomed. The top flattened from being a hammer, or you find them in great condition like this that still has some of the original paint, barely any rust on it, nice sharp details on it, and the jaws are just about perfect on it. So great example of a very early Ford auto wrench. All right, moving up in time, we got, speaking of the auto industry, these guys. This is cool. So we've got a BMC manufacturing company, what looks like a pair of sort of vice grips. These came out during the war, 1944. They were patented in 1945. Binghamton, New York. So these guys, I actually found two of them at the estate sale from Botnick Motor Corporation out of Binghamton, New York. It was a car dealership. I think it was a Chevy dealership. He opened up a tool making business in the basement of the auto dealership, and this was one of his first products. Now, vice grips were patented, came out in the 1920s, I believe, 1923. So about 20 years after vice grips came out and the original patent had expired, he came out with these. And the cool thing about these guys is it's got parallel jaws. When you adjust the wheel to open the jaw up, you can see that the bottom and top half stay parallel to each other. You open this up, you set the distance you need, and lock it in. Not too bad. It's got little bit of rust on it here and there. This one is a little bit more worse for the wear, but this is a really cool piece of history. And I believe the auto dealership is still there. So Binghamton BMC Corporation, right out of the basement of a car dealership. You've got a really cool piece of wrench plier history here. Now these little guys, call them bicycle wrenches. I've got a couple bigger ones. Let's see, George over at You Want to Watch sent me one. This is a small one. It's got to be, let's see here, got to be 3 inches, maybe 3.5 inches long. Little bicycle wrench. It does move freely, but you can see that the jaws aren't parallel. Would need fixed a little bit. These bend notoriously, but it does move freely. And I'm not sure, there's no manufacturer's mark on it. I'm not sure if this was a shop project from somebody, or if it was an actual production tool someplace. But really cool little bicycle wrench. Now these two got a fun story. We'll get the smaller one. So this is what you would stamp steel, what you would think of as a bicycle wrench. This one's marked A1, and on the other side it's got patent dates of 1900 and 1902. Does move freely. And the story behind this guy, Mossberg Company, started making these early 1900s. This one it doesn't have the Mossberg logo on it and the diamond, so it would probably predate 1927. And they made different models, A1s, 2s, 3s, all the way up, I think up to 10 inch. So I'll put up, if I find a picture, I'll put it up on the video for you to see. Little bicycle wrench from the 1920s. Now this guy, it's also a bicycle wrench. It's a little bit heavier. And this one is marked FL Manufacturing Company out of New Jersey. And on the other side, the cool part, here's the awesome thing, it's stamped US in a diamond. This is a military bicycle wrench. And I did some research, and FL Company did produce bicycle wrenches for the military during World War II. And they would put them into bicycle repair kits, just like these ones. I'll put a little graphic up there for you to see on the bike. So really cool that a piece of World War II history here, a bicycle wrench. Just found it at a estate sale. Cool stuff. So I guess I got the beginnings of a little bicycle wrench collection now too. All right, let's move these aside. We'll get into, I think we got some pliers coming up next. Hang on. All right, time to get into some pliers. If you're wondering what makes me pick up a pair of pliers and keep it at a garage sale or an estate sale, I don't know, a name that I haven't heard of before, age, any special embellishment on the grips is always cool, and you're gonna love seeing some of the grip patterns on these old pliers. First one is a pair of button patent style pliers. It's got the triple wire cutters in it, and it's in great shape, really. There's no special pattern on the handles, but the cool thing about this one is if you look inside the handle, unmistakable, you're going to see the triple diamond, and that means Utica. So this is a Utica drop forge button pattern pair of pliers. Good stuff. And Utica again, another pair of long nose pliers, Utica, New York, triple diamond. It's got a little bit of a plain diamond pattern embellishment on the grips. But these are in fantastic shape. Nothing, don't even think these ones need a wire wheel, just some WD-40, a little bit of steel wool, and they'll clean up fine. These guys here, picked them up. I've never seen a pair quite like this. It's got a rather simple diamond pattern on the grips. There's no marking on it that I could really read. There's some lettering here that I can't quite make out. But the thing with these guys are, they look like they'd be flush cutting pliers, so get up close to a surface and do some cutting. But there's a hole that runs through here that's looks like maybe a wire would go through. somebody has definitely filed down. You can see that they filed down the cutters and they don't even meet in the middle anymore. So I don't know how useful these would be. Or if they're supposed to be like that and more like a wire stripper. Not sure. Flush cutter, wire stripper. If you recognize this style of pliers, let me know in the drop it in the comments and give me some insight on that. These guys here, basically your diagonal cutters, got some really nice embellishment all the way up the handle, and it's got some surface rust on them. But the cool thing is the blades meet perfectly in the middle, nice, clean, and sharp. And if you look inside, it says drop forged Germany. Okay, so we're pre-World War II, drop forged Germany. But on the body itself, it's got a company name in West Germany. So what happened was probably this was old stock that was forged before World War II. And then after World War II, once Germany was split, they stamped it and sent it out the door from West Germany. So a little cool piece of history on a simple pair of end cutters. These guys, if you see red-handled pliers, wrenches, things like that, is generally from Germany, from West Germany after World War II. These guys are stamped West Germany, so after World War II, these guys came about. So pretty cool, nothing special, just a pair of needle nose pliers, but West Germany. I do have other ones, and those ones I will collect that are stamped West Germany. And on some of them, you'll see U.S. zone. Right after World War II, Germany was split up and occupied and governed, or not governed, but overseen by the United States, Britain, and the other countries, France, I believe, to help Germany reestablish itself. So you'll see them stamped U.S. zone, British zone on the tools, and those ones are fun to collect. All right, linesman's pliers. So these guys are fun because you'll see all different manufacturers, makers on these guys. These guys are quite old. Here's one, Boker USA. These all have great cutting edges, just some surface rust on them and some other gunk. No embellishment on the handle, but they're solid, great shape. They are nice 6-inch linesman pliers. These ones here, the original Klein & Sons. It's got the, see if I could zoom you in to see it. It's got the lineman up on the telephone pole. That was their trademark. Smooth handles, not a speck of rust on these guys, and the cutting blades still in fantastic shape. So Klein & Sons, linesman pliers. Look at these guys. Massive, massive pair of Dreadnought linesman's pliers. The teeth still meet up. Fantastic, nice and heavy. But check out the embellishment on these handles. That is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, I'm geeking out over it, but it is just a fantastic piece, work of art. And these are Crowder's. So we got Dreadnought brand from Crowder, linesman pliers with beautiful embellishment on the handles. So these guys are every bit of, probably 8 inches at least. Nice pair of pliers there. And finally, we've got these linesman's pliers, not a speck of rust on them, nice pattern on the handles. And who else recognizes what that symbol is on the body? Circle W. That's Westinghouse Tool Company. Very rare to find Westinghouse tools out there. I've had relatives that have worked for Westinghouse in the past. I almost had a job at Westinghouse years ago. So really cool to find a local brand of Westinghouse linesman's pliers, especially ones in this great a shape. All right, so moving these over, we got a couple miscellaneous ones. These guys here, for some reason, the estate sale, the guy had a lot of chain pliers, bicycle chain pliers. These ones, chain pliers, you'll see I got a pair of Weed chain pliers these are all from beginning of the 1900s, first quarter century. St. Pierre chain pliers. So this is to open up and pinch tire chains together, or bike chains. Another little brand of chain pliers, ET Company, out of Norwalk, Connecticut, patent pending. So little pair of chain pliers. These guys, pair of Crowders, little end nippers. No pattern on the handles, a little bit of paint, no rust, but unfortunately there you go. The inside, the jaws are completely shut. They can be filed down. I don't know how well they'd meet up again. You can't take too much off, but these are workable. Nice little pair of 6-inch Crowder end nippers, and then a huge pair. These are neat, Sargent end nippers, but this pair has the nail pullers on one end and a screwdriver on the other. So it's like a triple. It's like a multi-tool here. Sargent end nippers and a couple extra tools on the end. And then these guys, pair of Crowders, beautiful pattern on the handles. These are referred to as gas pliers. This one's got a triple sliding adjustment here. Three different sizes, and they're in great shape. It's got some patina on it, and they would clean up really nice. So pair of Crowder, what's the number on it? 35610, so 10-inch, made in USA, gas pliers. So we got all these guys, and let me see what's up next. Oh, okay, hang on. We're gonna have to clear out some space. Hang in there. Okay, we got some miscellaneous things here. Some things I'm going to need your guys' help on. So if you recognize any of these or have any insight on some of the tools, please let me know, because I'm always looking to learn about these things. I pick up what catches my eye, what I haven't seen before, and what just might look interesting or odd. So first up, I know what this is. Nice heavy plumb bob. No maker's mark on it that I can see. But these are really cool. I know guys that have plumb bob collections, and that can take up some space. There are a lot of different ones out there. So antique plumb bob, little wooden handle screwdriver. I know Magdad, 357 Magdad, just did a video on restoring one of these little guys. You'll see these little guys a lot in tap and die sets to adjust the die holders on that one. So this little guy, great shape. They always follow me home. This guy, wooden handled nut driver. The only name on it I saw is Apex. Not too old. Got some green paint on the handle here. But I'm a sucker for bringing home wooden handled tools that I find. This one would be nice to have a whole set, but now it gives me a goal to look for other ones at other garage sales and estate sales. So I know that wood handle will clean up nice. And this guy, this little trowel here, it's probably a 4 or 5 inch trowel. It's marked Burr, B-U-R-R. Nice wooden handle, painted black. Barely any rust on it. Looks like it might have been repaired in the past, maybe. But it's just a nice little neat little trowel. If you ever had need of one. One of those things I just pick up and throw in the box. This guy here, I don't know. No markings on it. It's got one longer end, a shorter end here, and on the ends it's got a groove. If you could see that, get you in close. It's got a groove through the side on both. So I'm not sure how this would work, what it would function. I really haven't dug too deep into it. Not sure what this is. If you guys recognize it or know what its use might be, let me know. This guy, this gouge, this is cool. It's got a homemade wooden handle, curved blade on it. A little bit sharp, not too much. I'm guessing for for gouging out any kind of curved surfaces that you might need. If anybody has seen a tool like this in the past, let me know. Not too sure on it myself, but You never know when something like this could come in handy. Plus, it's just neat to collect. And it has a wood handle. This guy is super cool. I thought this thing was a bench vise, bench clamp, so that you would take it on, put it on your workbench and clamp down your work on it, which was great. I was looking for one of those. It's not. It's got 3 pads on it here, and they've got little sharp points on it for gripping. It's got an adjustable beam here, different lengths, and a handle. And what I did figure out is it's for gripping and carrying things. So it's like a carrier. You would put your material in here and adjust it to the right size. And when you pick it up, the handle would cause the 2 ends to come together and just with friction, grip whatever you're carrying. So we have a nice little carrier here. Used to be red, some blue paint on the handle. It's got the wooden dowel in the middle. So here it has all the best things. It's got wood and steel in it. This would be a fun little cleanup project. To do. But it's one of those odd things you really never come across. Pretty cool. All right, let's get this cleared out and let's get a batch of saws up here. All right, a couple little bit of hacksaws here and a saw set. I hope you guys were able to hear me okay. I just realized that the microphone wasn't working, so I apologize if the audio isn't as clear as it could be. We got a Union 8-inch Union hacksaw, little antique guy here. No other information I can find on it yet. There was a couple different companies, Union Tool Company, Union Hardware out there, so still trying to identify where and when this was made, but not too uncommon to find these guys. What's nice is it's in fantastic shape. There's really no rust on it. It's just some dirt and paint. Why is it always green paint? I find so many tools out there that have green paint on them. My grandparents' porch was painted green, so it must have been a popular color. So, Union 8-inch hacksaw. This guy here, how cool is this? We've got a Crescent Tool Company, Jamestown, New York, hacksaw, all metal frame. It's a number 1047, and that is a serious hacksaw frame. You'd have to check out my other video. I restored some hacksaws and re-nickel plated it because this guy was originally nickel plated. That is definitely a chore to do. But the cool thing on this guy, get you in here so you can see it, it's got the Crescent, what they term their checker dot pattern. So it's got a checkering mark with dots in the middle of the checkering. Unmistakable Crescent Tool Company marking. So if you're wondering who made something, you can usually tell by the embellishment pattern on the handles. So Crescent hacksaw, nice and sturdy there. Beats the plastic ones today. And then this guy. This is a saw set for everybody that's ever come across these things, wondering what they are. This is a Morrill Company saw set. It's got a patent date of 1916. Is that it? Yeah, 1916 on it. This will allow you to set the teeth on your saw. So the set on the saw teeth, one tooth goes one way, another tooth goes another way, all the way down the saw. And depending on how many teeth per inch, you adjust the amount of set you want. Put the saw blade in there, squeeze down, and it bends ever so slightly the teeth one way or the other. So Morrill saw set, beautiful patina on it. I've restored some of these, nickel plated them, painted them. This one just might be a candidate to be cleaned up and left alone. This model has Apex on one side of the handle and Special on the other. So saw set and a couple of hacksaws. Let's get this cleaned off and do some things with blades in them. Wouldn't it be an estate sale if you didn't find some hand planes? All right, so let's see here. Up first, slide these aside here. Don't get excited. I made sure all the blades were retracted into the plane so they are not sitting on the irons. We have got a little spoke shave. Very low angle spoke shave. It's practically flat. Very lightweight. There are no markings on the spoke shave. If it was a Stanley, you usually see like number 51 or something stamped on there. It's a flat bottom. It has been repainted, so it was originally Japan, and somebody really put a heavy coat of paint on there. But the cool thing is, on the iron, even though it's not marked on the body, the iron here is got the very early Stanley Roll and Level Company. I don't know if you guys can see that. Stanley Roll and Level Company logo. This logo dates from the 1874 to 1884. So that's old. This iron is old. The cool thing is, it's a Stanley iron. The body, the pattern for the lever cap, the iron cap on here, is a E.C. Stearns and Company spoke shave. So somebody had a Stanley Roll and Level Company, I think it's just under 2 inches, 1 3/4 inches iron, and they use that in an E.C. Stearns spoke shave. So I'll take it. That's the fun thing. One of the fun things about finding these tools is you get to research it and learn and discover a little bit of history. So combination, sort of a Frankenstein spoke shave. The two other things here, these knob-handled tools, they came from two different estate sales. This guy here, it's marked as C.E. Jennings, and it's got the J in the arrowhead logo, made in USA. This is early 1900s, and if you, I'll put up some graphics if I have them. If you look at what C.E. Jennings did, they were one of the, I guess, forerunners of company management. They would buy other companies and attach their name to it. So sort of like the big conglomerates do today and ruin all the tool companies. They would go around and they would accumulate other companies and put their name on it. So this one just has C.E. Jennings on it. Ones like this draw knife, you'll see C.E. Jennings and Griffin Company when they picked up Griffin. So this screwdriver goes along with it, and I found this one at a different estate sale. Same company, just a different estate sale. And the cool thing is, looking it up, there was a kit for the knob-handled tools. And I know I have a picture of that. I'll throw it so you can see that. So the goal would be to find the chisels that go along with this set. So pretty cool. Two different estate sales, and I got half the kit. All right. Now into some hand planes. This block plane here, it is an inexpensive model for sure. It is from Great Neck, a little sticker inside, Great Neck Tool Company, still around today. One of the inexpensive models, not top of the line as you would think, but it is still in great shape. It's got everything that the more expensive planes would have, just more of an inexpensive line, sort of like the Stanley Handyman was at the time. So picked this up just because it was unique, and I had never seen a Great Neck Tools block plane before. This guy, this is a Stanley 60.5 low angle block plane. Low angle because the blade is at a very low, shallow angle. It's got the throat adjuster knob, so you loosen this up, and it would adjust this plate in the front here. You can close it up or widen it for, depending on what kind of material you're working with. The lever cap used to have a bunch of black Japanning on it. That's long since faded away. And the iron in here, it's got the most recent Stanley logo. So this thing dates after 1935. But a little bit of surface rust that we can clean up. But all in all, great shape for not quite a 100-year-old plane. And now this guy. The big Stanley number 5, Stanley Bailey number 5 smoothie plane. It is a little bit of a mutt itself. It's got the high knob. It's got the high knob in the front. Lever cap's in great shape. Little kidney keyhole cut out there. It does have the Stanley, turn it around so you can see. It's got the Stanley Sweetheart logo on the iron, which predates this plane. There are type studies online that you can find to how to date your plane. And this guy, it is a Stanley Bailey, there you go, Stanley Bailey number 5, and it dates from 1948 to 1961, I believe. Type 19, between 1948 and 1961. The Japanning on the body, fantastic shape, very little rust, just a little bit of chips around the edges on the original Japanning. Some patina, called patina. All in all, though, great shape. The tote, which is typically you'll see the horns broken off, they're cracked, they're glued. No cracks in the front knob. So this guy, it is a great user plane all day long. So fantastic find on this guy. That is the end of the bladed items. Let's get this out of the way, and we are coming into the home stretch. Hang on. Okay, the way this worked out, I didn't necessarily save the best for last, but I think this box is the best for last. So we've got some seriously cool antiques in the bottom of the box. Why do you guys check out some of this stuff? And literally can't believe that I was lucky enough to find some of this stuff at the estate sale. Up first, we'll see the biggest thing here. We have a wooden-bodied brace. This is typical of the style in the latter half of the 1800s. It's got the brass chuck on it. There were several different styles that they evolved through before they went to the old metal braces, like these guys, and the design of the chucks, the clamps that hold your bits in. This one is what's called a button chuck. It's got a little button here, and the bits that would go in there have a notch cut in them, and they would click into the little recess inside there, and you would load your bits in that way. The handles, the wrists on these guys would be broken easily, so you'd see a lot of these snapped up here. The British pattern ones, you'll see them have brass plating or other metal on the frames here to strengthen the body. This poor guy, unfortunately, it's got some, I guess some bugs had gotten into it at one point. Got a couple holes in it. The knob is a little worse for the wear. Still turns though. Other than that, there are no markings on. I think there might be something inside the chuck if I take that apart. But this guy is every bit 125, 145, coming up on probably 150 years old, so this wooden brace. This would be beautiful to restore the wood. I think it's beech. Restore the wood, clean up the brass, and make this a really nice display piece in the shop. And the goal is to have a workshop where I can do all my work and set it up and not worry about making a mess, and then have a little sort of an annex off the side of the shop where I can have a museum area and display some of these tools, and a desk to sit at and do research and work at. So that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to display some of these things. These guys over here, so you've got these drills, these braces with the drill bits that would go in them. At one point, they designed nut drivers that would go into the braces as well. So you would load these up. This is a 6-point driver, and it has been, where is it? This one, twisted and abused. So no markings on these that I can see. I think the little one's got a couple numbers on the shank here, but no manufacturer's name on these guys. So you would take these. You would take these in your brace, load it up. load it up, and you're ready to ready to drive in some nuts. So in the days before your DeWalt cordless drills and ratchets, this is what you worked with. So really cool. Somebody, it was a homemade little stand for these guys. Pretty cool. And this guy here, we got a hand vise, wooden handle, some black paint that's a little bit left on it, brass ferrule, and whatever you're working on, you'd put down into the vise, tighten it up, and you got yourself a hand vise. The cool thing on this one, it's marked, where is that? It's marked Germany, VC Company. I think VC Company is still around, but this antique hand vise I picked up, and I've been looking for one of these. I've seen a couple guys restore them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think George over You Want to Watch restored one of these guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this cleans up. The jaws got a little bit of rust on them, but those can be polished. The black frame here really just needs cleaned up, and the handle we can scrape and repaint or just put some stain on it, polish that up really nice. So this I'm looking forward to cleaning up and using in the shop. If you want to see the next, if you want this to be the next restoration, drop it down in the comments. Let me know, because I'd be more than happy to do that right now. This guy here, speaking of Germany, check out this pocket knife. It almost looks like a carpet knife. You see the carpet knife shaped like that. This guy, this antique knife, pocket knife, is from Germany, Dresden, and it's marked, what's the name on it? Kunde, K-U-N-D-E, Kunde and Sohn, Dresden. And this goes back to the late 1800s, 1880s. And it is a garden pruning knife. So you go out and take care of your plants and shrubbery with this guy. It's one of the early ones because it has the brass inset as opposed to steel. And it's got the brass pins in here. And somebody's initials, FF, on either side. The blade has been sharpened well over the years, but not terrible shape. Definitely something that would be really cool to clean up. So from Dresden, Germany, 140 maybe plus year old pruning pocket knife. Really cool. Find it at that estate sale. All right. This guy here, the finds at this estate sale, my wife would bring me some things. She goes, is this old? You like this? You want this? This was one of them. It is a multi-tool with, it's cast iron, really nice embellishment. Get you in closer so you could see that. Really nice embellishment on there. You would open it up, and unfortunately there are no bits in here. But in researching it, this is a Stanley Excelsior #2 multi-tool. So your bits will get down in here. I think it came with a dozen bits. And this was made between 1897 and 1902. How cool is that? That is just some beautiful craftsmanship on here. Back when tools actually were a work of art. There's a patented March 19th, looks like 1867. So 12 interchangeable bits in the handle. Was made up until 1902. So 120 some year old Stanley Excelsior multi-tool. Now my goal is to find the bits that go with this. Probably cost me more than all the tools put together. Speaking of Stanley, this little guy here, no name screwdriver, looks a lot like the British turn screws. I think the blade has been some of the blade has been lost over the years, but otherwise it's in great shape. And I did find it in looking up spoke shave information in my Stanley book. I came across it's a Stanley screwdriver. So I'll put the picture up for you guys to see this thing also. But how cool is this? It's a little 4.5 inch or so Stanley wooden handle screwdriver from the was it late 1800s, early 1900s. Pretty cool. Now I got to get the rest of the set. And these guys. When's the last time you saw antique trommel points like this? This is I believe they're bronze. It's supposed to be, well, I think the book says brass, but these look bronze to me. Trommel points from Stanley. So these guys are, let me see how long are they? Look to be 3 inches long. So about, 3 inches long. They're the medium size, and Stanley made these well into the early 1900s. But you would take your wood stock, take your bar of wood, slide it through both of these, and now you have your circle maker. Or if you're going to transcribe a distance from one object to another, like for a lathe, you can use these as well. A lot of times you'll see them, they don't have the pencil holder. This one is seized up, so I got to take care of that. Don't want to force it. They don't have the pencil holder on them, but this is fantastic. You're talking, there's modern ones out there, but to have a pair of these that are 100 plus years, 120 years old is fantastic. Most likely late 1800s for these guys based on the pattern. So fantastic set of antique Stanley Dremel points to go with the antique Stanley multi-tool and screwdriver and all the other cool stuff. I am going to have to clean this off for the last item and reset you. So hang on, let me reset. I'll bring you right back. All right, gang, so the final piece here, I was gifted recently by a good friend from church, this antique post drill. It's from the Champion Blower and Forge Company out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I did some research on it, and this guy dates in the mid-1920s. It's not in the 1922 catalog from the company that I found, but it is in the 1926 catalog. So we got ourselves a genuine antique Pennsylvania-made Champion Blower and Forge post drill, and these things are really cool. This is going to make a fun project, quite a complicated project, but it's got all the original pieces and parts. It is missing a wooden handle at the top here, but we can make one, or maybe even find one of you guys to help me make a handle, because I don't have a working lathe just yet. But here, let me bring you in closer and show you how this thing works. The top, it is an automatic feed, which means as you turn the handle, the wheel here, the bit will drop down on its own. Flip this up, and you would use this wheel at the top to adjust the depth, get your bit to touch the work that you're going to be doing. Once you get it touching, flip the lever over on the top here. That will grab the teeth. And as you crank the handle, you'll see that this wheel, the little tab at the top, advances the wheel, pushing that arbor down. Pretty cool. Alright gang, well that about wraps up this video for the tour of the antique and vintage tools from the estate sales and garage sales that I've been going to. This is the one I've been waiting to do. Lots of just cool stuff that I geek out over, excited to share with you guys. Lots of history here, so hope you don't mind going through and sharing some of that history with you, because it's fascinating, and if we don't talk about it and share it, it's going to be lost. So that's one of the things I love doing on this channel. It's not just cleaning up the tools, but preserving and saving that history as well. So a lot of us remember our grandparents or fathers using these tools and seeing them lying around. So, just keeping them around, talking about them, and preserving them for the next generation. So again, really appreciate you guys hanging out with me in the garage. We've just passed over 2,000 subs recently, and that's all congratulations to you guys. I really appreciate it. Humbled by your support. Please keep it up. You know, anything you can do to help the channel grow, give it a thumbs up, share it, like it. And we got a lot more coming out. So stick around. We got more restorations coming from the garage. Until next time, take care.